Yes.
But like the comparison, like with me and some of the other guys.
So that'd be something neat to see, the Harris Centers
The Pirates playing in Williams.
Welcome to Non Other Sports Podcast, episode 32, the home of sports talk for everyone. I'm David.
I'm Jason.
Welcome aboard.
All right, so we've just launched a merchandise store. If you go online to naspod.creator-spring.com, you can find our merchandise store. And to celebrate this, and because we're going to be hitting another listener milestone with the first person to listen to this very episode, we are going to give away an official Not Another Sports Podcast t-shirt. What you, the listener, got to do is you got to listen to this episode. Post on our Facebook page the time and date you listened to the episode. We will determine the winner by figuring out who listened to the episode at the earliest time. So if you were the first person to listen and you post the earliest time, you're going to get a free t-shirt from us. What we'll do is after we determine the winner, we will contact you, get your information, t-shirt size, address, all that fun stuff. And we will ship a brand new official Not Another Sports Podcast t-shirt out to you. David is the designer of our shirts. You want to talk about it a little bit?
We have a lot of different shirts between hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve, sweatshirts. We picked some colors that actually look good with the logo. You can actually read it and see it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I actually have one of the hoodies in black that I'm wearing right now. I find them very comfy because every time I leave the house, this is the first one I grab. Not just because it's our hoodie, but it is very comfortable. And we have also a face mask up too. So if you're looking for a face mask and you want to wear our faces
on your face, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that does sound awful, but it's there. So yeah, we have about a few things up now. We are looking to expand more, to put more stuff up as we, that we can. As if you're watching this, Jason just lost his mind.
Yeah, I can't say what popped into my head. All right.
I was going to say something popped into his head that we probably can't put on the air right now.
But again, the address is naspod.creator-spring.com. And we will also have the link on our Facebook page, our website, in the description of the episode, both on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and etc.
So yeah, there's different types. There's if you watch this on YouTube, the logo that you see on my hoodie, there's this one, and then there's one where it's just the two faces, and on the back it has the Non Other Sports Podcast on it. So there's only two types at this moment. We are looking to hopefully expand with different ones. So first one to listen gets a shirt.
I'm excited for this.
What, today in sports history or the merchandise?
I'm excited. I'm excited for the giveaway. I'm excited to find out who the person is to hit our listener milestone and gets the free shirt.
And what time they actually listen to it.
That's going to be interesting too.
Yeah, because I'm curious on like how fast you actually, when you post this, how fast somebody actually has us on their notification.
But let's get to the sports and history since you brought it up.
So today in sports history, Jason, you're going to love this one just because, well, I know baseball season's wrapping up here. And today in history, in 2008, the Phillies beat the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 5, ending a 126-year drought.
Well, it wasn't a 126-year drought. It was a 28-year drought.
Well, I just pulled it off the website there. And
it was their second title in 126 years.
Yeah, I can't read.
It's been
Reading's hard.
No, because they won in 80, and then 28 years later they won.
Again, mind skip, blanked out.
And I guess since we're talking World Series, before we really get into this day in history, it is the top of the 8th, and Atlanta is still winning 1-0. So
I forget who has that series right now. I think Atlanta does.
Atlanta. Well, I think it was tied, wasn't it? Aren't they a game apiece? Isn't this game 3?
Yeah, I think it is game 3. Again, mine's skipping.
It's all right. Mine is too.
Now I have to look this up. Great.
But while you do that, I'll vamp about the 08 World Series because I always can. So I have this entire series on DVD. I'm not even going to lie. It was my Christmas present from the missus that year. That was a weird game 5 because it was played over 2 days because of the bad storm during the first part of the game.
I think we were at Arugas for that half of the game, weren't we?
We were at Arugas for game 3.
Okay.
Because that's when we celebrated my 24th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
24, yeah, 24th.
And it is game 3. Series tied at 1.
I thought it was game 3, tied at 1. Yeah, because I knew the Astros won 1 game, and I knew the Braves won 1. I don't like either team, so to hell with them. Anyway.
Yeah, right now it's the top of the 8th, 2 outs.
If you're curious to, if anyone listening is curious enough to watch the final out of the 2008 World Series with Harry Callis calling it instead of Joe Buck, it is on YouTube, and it is the absolute only way to watch any of the Phils games from that series. Because I play the alternate audio anytime I watch those DVDs.
Well, I think coming from Harry Callis was the way it should have been, the excitement, I mean, I know Joe Buck had to play biased and
Joe Buck,
either way.
He calls the national game and Fox hosts the national game. So of course it's going to be, I think at that time it was Joe Buck and oh my God, he played for the Phils. I can see him in my freaking head. Tim McCarver. He was the one calling the games with Joe. Because Tim was on the 80 team actually.
Well, that had to be to actually see him win it again.
He didn't act like he cared. Yeah. Anyway, but Harry called the local game on the radio. So they have the radio broadcast that you can listen to while you watch the video of the game. It's a really cool feature for them to add.
Yeah, that is. That's something you don't see normally in DVDs. Yeah, that I've seen anyways.
Off topic.
On to the first period.
Oh, I was going to
go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, off topic, the greatest alternate audio for any DVD is the first Jackass film. I'm telling you now, if you have it and you've never watched it with the alternate audio feed with Party Boy and Steve-O and Bam and Dunn and Wee Man and Preston and all of them drunk talking about the film as it's happening, you need to watch it with that audio. Trust me, it is a whole different movie.
That movie alone was...
We went to see that on my 18th birthday.
Yes, we did. That theater was interesting that day.
I don't think there was anyone not laughing in that theater that day.
I think, yeah, everybody was crying so hard from laughing.
It's still a movie I can sit and watch and laugh at like I just saw it for the first time. I'm not even going to lie to you. But yeah, I interrupted enough. Let's get to the first period.
So last episode we talked about, which I found this funny, how we talked about minor league minor league baseball getting that the pro team should be providing housing. And then what? A day or two later?
Well,
we hear that
we record on a Friday night. So that Friday we were talking about it. The show came out Sunday. That Sunday afternoon, it was announced the teams are going to be paying for housing.
It's like, how funny is that? What a coincidence that was. So we figured we'd stay with the topic of minor league, but this time hockey, where a lot of people think minor league hockey, they think Hershey Bears, especially in this area.
Well, in this area, yeah.
Yeah, so that's, but there's actually a league below the Hershey Bears that some players, a lot of them, I mean, there has been some that came out of.
Well, let's clarify for the people who aren't from this area. The Hershey Bears play in the AHL.
Yes.
Which is the next step to the NHL.
Yes. Where a lot of people get drafted to the NHL. A lot of times they will spend time, depending on where they how they get drafted, they'll spend time in the AHL. Ron Hextall spent time in Hershey. So if some of you who don't know who that is, if you're a hockey fan, you definitely know who that is. But he spent some time in Hershey. Now, there is a league below called the ECHL, the East Coast Hockey League, where they're about the same when it comes to minor league baseball in pay, because a rookie gets $500 a week. And I think we discussed that's about the same in minor league baseball. Pennsylvania has one ECHL team, the Reading Royals, which are affiliates to the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, which then go to the Flyers. But what I find funny is how the South Carolina Stingrays go to the Hershey Bears, then to the Flyers, or I'm sorry, then to the Capitals. You go from North Carolina all the way up to Hershey. Yeah.
Okay, so there's some interesting things in looking at. First off, the name is the ECHL, and 13 of the teams are in the Midwest. So right. Not really East Coast.
Well, the thing is, though, with this was there used to be a West Coast Hockey League that kind of folded and then came into the ECHL.
Was that league what was it, the IHL that the Las Vegas
It was
Thunder
the IHL. Yes, it was the IHL, and I think the West Coast Hockey League both folded, and everything went to the ECHL.
Gotcha.
So it became more. They just kept that name then, which kind of makes sense when you already had it established.
Well, I mean, in comparison locally to the Nats organization, granted, the Senators are more in the ECHL frame. I would say the ECHL is kind of like AA in baseball, quality wise, play wise, and the AHL is more like AAA baseball in terms of quality and play wise. But you got to think with the Nats organization, they're going, Frederick, Maryland to Harrisburg to, I forget what their AAA. I think their AAA was Syracuse. I don't know if it still is. Jonathan would know that more than I would. And then they go to Washington. So not everything's as perfect as the Philly. The Philly teams have really perfect farm systems because the Flyers have Reading, and then they have Lehigh Valley, and then they have the big team in Philly. The Phils have the Phils got the Reading Phils. They got Lehigh Valley again. And then
it's all Philadelphia. Everything's right there.
It's all right off the turnpike.
One quick stop. Well, before the fans were right next door to the Flyers.
Yeah, they were in
at one point.
Spectrum.
Mm-hmm. So if they called up, they just walk across the street. That's how that was. But yeah, with the ECHL, a lot of people don't normally hear about them because it's not as big as, like, let's say the AHL with the Hershey Bears. And I looked it up. There have been a couple players. One, his name's Jonathan Quick. He plays for the Los Angeles Kings. He played a season in Reading.
Because the Reading was the Kings affiliate at one time, right?
At that point, I believe, yes.
That's a heck of a flight.
But still, to basically find your name in there. Now, a lot of these guys who go to the ECHL are not even drafted. They're not drafted. It's not like they get drafted to the NHL, go to the AHL sometimes, and then go down a step. No, a lot of these are, hey, I'm going to try out for the team and hope for the best. That's what a lot of these are for.
To be fair,
the ECHL.
Putting you on the spot, I always thought you had the talent where you could have at least tried out and see what would have happened.
I would have got my ass handed to me.
I saw your speed and your puck work. So
yeah, but that's at beer league level.
Okay, that's at beer league level. Yet, like, you were leading in points and goals. Like,
but here's the thing, though.
Leaps and bounds by everyone else.
I have played though in Hershey leagues, just regular, just beer league Hershey leagues. And some of the guys up there, it'd just be like me standing still. Some of those guys. And it's like, okay. Where they skate around me like I'm a practice cone. Now, don't get me wrong, thank you for the push, but yeah, I would have gotten handed to.
So
yeah, but I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it would have been cool to at least try out, just to say, yeah, I did it. I tried out for it. But
he's being way too humble, people. He was actually really good.
But anywho,
well, let's since we're talking about the ECHL, let's talk about a team that doesn't exist anymore because of how they relate to one of the greatest sports films of all time. Let's talk about the Johnstown Chiefs.
Oh, yes. Right now, I just have so many quotes running through my head that I really can't say.
So many quotes we can't say on this show, but damn, it's a good movie.
That's a fantastic movie. So go watch Slapshot in terms.
Which was filmed in Johnstown. It's supposed to take place in Charleston, but it's actually based on Johnstown, takes place and filmed in Johnstown. And the real team from Johnstown were the Chiefs.
No, that movie is fantastic. I mean, yeah, there's so many different quotes that we could be saying right now. But what, 3/4 of them would have to be bleeped or something? Or
we can bleep, we can use a squeaky duck. It's whatever you want.
I mean, yeah, no, that imagine if that team actually exists yet and played the way they did.
That team wouldn't exist now.
Okay, Oglethorpe. Oh, that's funny. But just going through the names of some of the teams for the ECHL, like the Adirondack Thunder, the Maine Mariners.
The Maine Mariners. No, I know that. That would be because it's the same reason why Seattle's the Mariners, because of their fishing area.
Jacksonville Icemen. Well, there was a team that actually.
It's better the Icemen instead of the Ice Holes.
Either way, it would be funny. There was a team that actually played in the AHL at one point, but I guess folded and then went down to the ECHL, was the Norfolk Admirals. At one point, I
was going to say, I remember that name.
Yeah. I think I have a jersey somewhere of those. And again, what don't I have a jersey of? I thought they played.
Yes, they played.
Yeah, former AHL. Yep, former AHL. Just a different logo now. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things to where it's about the same with just minor league. Baseball is the same thing. Go with the ECHL and hockey. The pay for what hockey players do. I'm not saying one or the other, but from some of the things that hockey players can actually get injured with more, you think they'd be paid a lot better. Because how many times, we said on the show where that goalie who had that skate come up under his helmet, even stuff like that. I've seen players just in beer leagues where a glove comes off and somebody steps on your hand by accident. Yeah, you would, you would think. And plus, you got a puck flying at you at how many miles an hour?
I would say the issue in that is the NHL has the issue that MLB tries to sell, because MLB is a $6 billion business and the NHL isn't even a $500 million business. The NHL is as of 2020 was their worth was, hold on here. That's value by team. That doesn't freaking help me. We'll move on. I'll find the information and get back to you.
But what's nice is though that I know some probably minor league teams can't even provide like healthcare and things like that, but at least the ECHL does.
Oh, do they? That's really cool.
I've read it. I read it yesterday too. I read it this morning.
No. If you saw it somewhere, then if it's on the internet, it's probably true.
Right.
It's part of their collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where I saw that here. Come on now.
The CBA covers areas such as minimum salary, per diem, training camp, travel in and out, reimbursement, lodging fines, health and welfare benefits, and playoff shares, to name a few. So you know what? I mean, they're getting a minimum salary. They're getting a per diem. It's covering their training camp. They're getting travel reimbursement. It's covering their lodging. It's covering their fines, and it's covering their health benefits. That's even though they're only getting $500 a week, that's probably a healthy chunk of change that's being covered for them in the collective bargaining agreement.
I think though with hockey, you almost have to, with everything that can happen on the ice at high speed.
And for the record, that's both the AHL and the ECHL.
And what's nice though with the AHL, it's easier to move up to the NHL, up to the big boys.
Right, it is, but at the end of the day, I mean, these guys are getting $500 in what we would consider AA level for hockey. But baseball players aren't getting health insurance. They're not getting reimbursements and all these other things. The hockey players are clearly in a much better situation with the same amount of pay than the baseball players are.
Now, I must say, I've been to a couple of the Reading Royal games. They are fun to go to. Even though it's not AHL level, they're still fun games to go to. And the prices there at the time I went, they were actually pretty good prices. And it's kind of, you could take a family there and actually enjoy yourselves. Now, don't get me wrong, like anything else, you go buy merchandise. That's pricey. That's anywhere you go, any sporting event, whether it be minor leagues or pros. Especially pros, you get a T-shirt for like what, $40?
At best, yes.
That's the sad part with that. So, but yeah, I mean, like you said, at least with hockey, despite everything that can happen at high speeds with them, at least they have somewhat of coverage, or with insurance and things like that. So, having some camera issues there.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you just went blank. But yeah, no, that's like I said, if you get a chance to go to an ECHL game, I'd recommend going. Like I said, the prices aren't too bad, and it's definitely fun for fun for the family. So, anything you need to add, Jason?
I'm good.
All right. So on that note, that'd be the end of the first period. Right back after a short break.